All right, welcome back to Almost Eye to Eye. I'm Logan,
And I'm David.
and today we're going to be talking about our three albums that shaped our music taste the most. Uh, Tonight is Thirsty Thursday. We got all that out of the way a couple hours ago, so don't worry, plenty of drinking and sex having. But now we're here to talk about some music for you guys. So David's going to start us off with his
We're
number
recording
three.
this at 2:39 a.m.
Is that what it is?
So yeah, time got a little away from us.
There was so much sex having, and
yeah. I mean, it just but hey, we're here now, and that's all that matters.
Yeah.
Okay, and the album that I'm gonna start off with is Oracular Spectacular by MGMT. Came out in 2007, which is the year that I was born, and I like that because I feel like it kind of birthed my music taste in a way. Yep.
April. But what do you like so much about?
Okay, so I would say, I mean, it's one of the core, I'd say like indie albums of, the late 2000s. Kind of vaulted that scene more mainstream. I mean, all the big songs off of that one. I mean, Kids, Time to Pretend, Electric Feel. Those are like the big three on that one that really took off and got on the streams. But I do think, all in all, it's a really well put together album. I mean, Weekend Warriors is an incredible song. And I think that, just those aesthetics and those, I really, just that type of music really, I feel like I could hear a little bit of that album in so much stuff that comes out, or that has come out since then. And I just think it was really impactful I heard it a ton when I was growing up, when I was a young jit.
When you were legit?
Little jit, yeah. So, it's my first one.
All right. And I respect it very much. And I think it was very influential, and clearly it was very influential to your music taste. So my first album that really affected me as a listener came out a lot after that MGMT album. Mine is From Me to You by Quadeca. I've been a fan of Quadeca since Voice Memos in 2019, but his 2021 album, From Me to You, was his most impactful in terms of shaping my music taste. Have you listened to this one?
I have not. But I know that you always say you've been a Quadeca fan since he was bad.
I have been a Quadeca fan since he was bad.
So.
Some of us think he's still a little bit bad, but this is not his best album, nor is it even in my top three from him.
No Dax feature.
No Dax feature on this one. If it had the Dax feature, probably my favorite.
I would listen to it if there was a Dax
feature. If there's a Dax feature. You still haven't listened to War, have you?
No, I've listened to this.
Oh, you have? Oh, I did play it for you, too. Yeah, I did. Okay, yeah.
I've listened to every song that Dax has ever released.
All of them?
All of them.
From Me to You is the album that really got me away from the, so-called lyrical rap that I limited myself to before, that lyrical miracle.
None of this mumble crap.
I did not like any of that mumble crap. And this album broke me out of that mindset that
Quadeca,
I was in.
Known mumble rapper, Quadeca.
Big mumble rapper. A lot of people don't know that since he went pop recently.
Yeah.
Since he went pop. But yeah.
Would you say that he is the best mumble rapper of all time?
Quadeca?
Yeah.
I think he's the best mumble rapper of all time. I think he's the best shoegaze indie artist of all time. What else? Some of his metal stuff is great. Country. Not a lot of people know he did country. Country Girl Shake It For Me.
Yeah,
he wrote that. He wrote that. He didn't sing it. He wrote it. But just like a little not known fact about Quadeca. But on From Me to You,
and you can see. You can't see it in frame.
What can't you see?
Quadeca under the table.
But just to talk about some of my favorite songs on this album. Sisyphus is still one of my favorite songs to this day. It's actually a nickname of mine. Everybody calls me Sisyphus.
One person.
Everybody calls me Sisyphus. That's just me. And then the other two songs that are probably my favorites on the album are Smiling at the Ground and Summit Part 1. Those ones are really in my rotation.
Okay, so up next, I think still my favorite album of all time. It's Nurtured by Porter Robinson. I was a little late to the party on this one. You can attest. I first listened to it September of 2023, so more than 2 full years after it came out. I
And
listened
you
to it
and
for
you
the first
texted
time.
me that day.
I
And you
did.
were like, dude, I just listened to this album.
And the quote, I scrolled back and I found what I said. I said that the music went through my ears into my soul.
Wow.
And so, I mean, musically, it's so good. I mean, I can't think of a song on it that I don't like. I mean, Life Like the intro is amazing. Look at the Sky.
Perfect.
Maybe my favorite song ever. Mother, maybe my favorite song ever. Musician, really good song.
So good.
Unfold, maybe my favorite song ever.
Do you know what
But-
my favorite song was when the album came out?
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, which is like kind of an interlude, but that one was my favorite
Yeah,
when it
it's a
came
good
out. But you have yet to mention my favorite to this day.
Oh, Get Your Wish.
Get Your Wish.
Yeah. Again,
Oh,
maybe my
incredible.
favorite song of all time.
So good.
So good. And so I'd say like musically really put me onto a lot of stuff, especially that like this album in itself is not hyperpop, but Porter Robinson I'd say aligns himself with a lot of
For sure. Yeah.
like he toured with Jane Remover and Underscores.
Eric DOA as
Eric
well.
DOA,
Yeah.
So I mean he didn't tour with. Did he tour with Jane Remover? I don't think so.
I don't know if he did.
It was Underscores and Eric DOA.
Eric DOA
Yep,
for
yep,
sure.
yep. And so, but another big reason is I'd say this album is the reason that the show exists. I'd say that this catapulted our friendship in a way that nothing else did.
I think it did too, and I think for that, this is the honorary album that deserves the most love out of any of these. Because that was what started the music discourse between us. We hadn't really talked about music all that much.
Yeah.
And actually, one of the other albums that I'm going to talk about is going to be another one that we talked over a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
While playing some rec basketball.
Yeah.
But is that all you have to say for Nurture? Got anything else to add in before we switch?
Blossom, amazing. Maybe my favorite song ever.
You just gonna say
something comforting. That really might be my favorite song.
Ooh, yeah, something comforting is great.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, you can go. But first, it is Off Track with me, David. Today we're gonna do 2 events in one. We're gonna break down the men's 100 meter and the men's 200 meter. So on the men's side, Kashaner's on 9.75. It seems stupid to pick against him, right? Wrong, because he doesn't show up when it matters most. Noah Lyles will walk him down again. If Noah Lyles does not win that race, I will dye my hair to a color of your choice. So my podium for that is going to be Noah Lyles, Kashane Thompson, and Kenny Bednarik. I think honorable mentions for this would be Timo's McCullum. He's been running really well after the collegiate season wrapped up. And I'd also say Oblique Seville. I mean, he historically has a bad track record in major world finals, but he's run very well this year. And then on the 200, I think it'll be Noah again. I think Tobogo and Kenny, I would say, are his biggest threats. But I'm not really that convinced by Tobogo so far this year. He got out-leaned by Noah in the Diamond League final, and he has run a very fast time this year. But I think maybe a little bit of post-Olympic malaise. In the 100, he hasn't looked nearly as good as last year. And so my podium for the 200 is going to be Noah Lyles, Kenny Bednarik, and then Tepewinashe Makarawu, the Kentucky runner.
I just have to interject. You just did a beautiful job pronouncing that name.
Thank you.
He didn't practice. He didn't practice at all before.
They call him Maka. They call him Maka, which is awesome. He's running with Zimbabwe. They have a really strong 4x1 team, and 2025 NCAA indoor and outdoor champ in the 200. He's got the headband. A lot of it for him is aura. I mean, Timo's has been running well in the 2 as well. I mean, Tobogo could still very well get the top 3. So those should be 2 incredible races this year, though. So I'm very excited for those.
Awesome. Thanks for getting off track with us as always. I just got 2 little orders of business here. Number 1, scoot right a little bit. Number 2, Cashews.
This video is brought to you by cashews.
By Planters
No, not
Cashews.
planters, not planters, just cashews.
Oh, you're actually right, because
Big cashews.
this isn't even Planters. I buy the tin because I like how it tastes out of the tin, and then I get a bag and I refill the tin. Just a little money-saving tip there for you. Not Planters, though. Just the nut actually like reached out to us. It was a really weird scenario, but
Yeah.
it was our top 5 albums of the summer video that
Yeah.
we did. They really liked the Addison Rae pick.
Yeah, which, hey, gotta love it.
And yeah, so the cashews were like,
It's kind of the spokesperson. You know how for Planters it's the peanut with the top hat?
yeah,
That logo
yep,
hat?
yep.
It's a cashew, but because he can't really hold a hat because of the slanted nature, he has like a do-rag on.
Which is
Not
awesome.
like a do-rag and like a shiesty. So
But
like,
but what's great about it is, and I got the chance to speak with him on the phone.
very nice.
He
guy, very nice guy.
but he talks in a Southern country accent.
Yeah, which you don't really expect. But
Well,
you know,
when you see the do-rag, you don't really expect a country accent.
No.
But just like a very, awesome guy,
Yeah, great to work with.
down to earth.
Yeah.
The amount of money he paid me, he actually said I have to do this once. This video is brought to you by Nike. All right, so the second album that I'm going to talk about is an artist that we actually briefly mentioned earlier, but that would be COA by ericdoa. I found out about ericdoa from a Hive Mind video, actually, where they were reacting to like hottest artists in the underground or something.
And boy, oh boy,
Are you saying that he's hot?
Yeah.
He is hot. My favorite thing about
Because who was on the list? It was like him.
It was him, Glaive. Glaive was on there.
Two Hollis, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, Two Hollis was all over that, and they were early on him too, 2021. I mean.
Yeah, that was before he'd released.
Yeah,
he'd released, I think, a album, White Tiger. Have you listened to White Tiger?
Is that the one where he's like rapping a lot on it?
Yeah. That might have been later.
But my favorite thing about those artists, by the way, is all 3 of those guys never perform with a shirt on. If you ever watch a Glaive, ericdoa, or Two Hollis show, never with their shirt on. Favorite thing about those artists. But in that video, I liked 2008 so much. I liked 2008 so much that it prompted me to check out the entirety of COA, and I wasn't disappointed. This album was my first taste of hyperpop, and this album alone led me to discover, I actually have a list here of artists that this album put me onto. Glaive, Midwest, 100 Gex, Underscores, Break-Ins, and Porter Robinson, all of whom have shaped my listening sense, specifically in 2021.
So really, this could be the album that started the show, because if this made you listen to Porter Robinson, that made me listen to Porter Robinson.
But from me to you made me listen to COA, which made me listen to Porter Robinson, and then you listened to Porter Robinson.
Okay, what music were you conceived to? Because that really is what this breaks down to.
My dad told me this story, and so, which really, really weird story, but Arizona, rental car, back seat, I Write Sins Not Tragedies, Panic at the Disco, and but I'd like to give a little bit of a shout out to some albums that I love thanks to this album, and those are going to be Revenge Seekers by Jane Remover, 10,000 Gex by 100 Gex, Nurture by Porter Robinson.
It's not on the wall.
What one is it?
The poster is the 100 Gex.
I do have the 100 Gex poster, but I'll get the record ad too. I do have that. Oh, and look, it's right at the top for us. 10,000 Gex by 100 Gex. Love this one. Pretty cheap at the local record store. But then also May It Never Falter by Glaive, which is just an incredible album. Another one that, has really continued our friendship. And then my favorite songs on COA are 2008, Self-Sabotage, Deep End, and Things You Do to Me. So now do you want to get us into your final pick for the album that shaped your listening the most?
Icedancer by Bladee.
Yes.
I don't think it's my favorite Bladee album anymore after Cold Visions, but it's the reason that I think I got into a lot more, say, alternative rap in a way.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say this is the reason I listen to like JPEG and Young Lean, Echo 2K, all
Do you
those
think
stringy.
do you think JPEG Mafia would be pissed if he found out that the reason that you listen to his music is Bladee? Because I feel like if
That's
I'm
awesome.
JPEG in that scenario, I'm pretty fucking pissed.
He already like voices his disdain for his white fans.
But it's not fair because we're all white.
Yeah. I've
Like,
never met a black JPEG fan.
If you're a black JPEG fan,
Yes, please
leave a
please.
comment.
We need to know you exist.
Yeah, and
Well, his dad. Do you think his dad's
I-
Mr. Mafia, if your father is no longer alive or just isn't a fan, I sincerely apologize.
This is the second apology video you've had to make in the last week. I mean, you had to give a detailed apology to Joey Valance and Bray.
Yeah, which I would like to recant.
No, they saw the apology, kind of accepted it. Well, they actually threatened to break into our dorm room.
They did.
And
we saw them walking around. They just didn't know what floor I think we were on. They were just running up and down the stairwell,
which was awesome.
On all the doors.
By the way, Joey Valance, extremely fast. Bray,
really
kind
fast.
of a slow guy.
Yeah, no, I wasn't blown away by the speed of Bray.
I mean, Joey Valance, you can tell he does stair workouts.
Where are they from? Do you know?
I'm just going to guess Detroit, but we do have a computer in front of us.
Yeah.
So... Well, they met at Penn State, apparently.
Okay.
So I feel like that's good enough.
Yeah.
Um,
Pennsylvania, very rich track and field tradition, obviously with Franklin Field, so that makes sense. Yeah. Probably ran at the Penn Relays.
I bet you did, yeah.
A prestigious event.
Certainly.
I do hate the Franklin Field track because it's a 400-yard track and not a 400-meter track, which means for distance races, you wind up running the most of it. So you know how most of the time you run it all in lane 1, you like cut into lane 1. This one you cut into lane 3. So some people have to cut out to run in lane 3. Yeah, not a fan.
Americans ruin everything with their yards and their feet. Did you just say feet?
Yeah. I'm glad I can see Quadeca's feet.
You can't see it, but he's twiddling his toes underneath the table for us. You were talking about Bladee.
Yeah. Okay. So Bladee. I mean, the production on this album good. The vocals, pretty bad, but like you live with it. And then the thing that really stuck has, I think, I don't want to say transcended time, but stood the test of time. There are unironically some really deep introspective lyrics on this album.
Could you give some examples?
I'd say on Smart Water, if you stand for nothing, what would you fall for? I think that's a good one. And then other songs, fear of death and stress lead to stress and fear of death. Like, I mean, Bladee gets a lot of crap, and I get some of it, but like, I do think he is a very talented lyricist. And I think that's the one thing that came through when I listened to that for the first time. After you get through kind of like the absurdity of the vocals and the production, like, I think there's some really quality lyrics.
It clicks, though. It does click. It took a while for me, and eventually
Another one that this album came out in 2013. I believe I listened to it in 2024 or 3.
I can feel the new gen comments coming in already. I mean...
Hey. I've listened to every Bladee album, if that helps at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've listened to every Echo 2K album, every Young Lean album, every Type O Digital album, every White Armor album. I love music for weddings. So, hey, if you're going to come for me, I've listened to all the music. I like 90% of it. So, hey.
We were supposed to have girls come over to our dorm, and they just texted me. They heard you say that you listened. They said they heard you listen to every Bladee album, every Echo 2K, every Young Lean, every Type O Digital.
Yeah.
And they just texted me, and they said,
"Hell no."
They said they turned around and went back to them.
Yeah, turned around. And it's just a video of them. Joey Valance and Bray are still in the stairwell.
Joey is still going. Bray is at the bottom, out of breath right now. Like, he's like
Bray's
dying.
just not in shape anymore again.
Oh man, past his prime, I
Joey Valance
guess.
has he's
I
an
mean,
engine.
what has this been now? 10 hours?
It's been a
Because like we
while,
were
yeah.
like going to class and stuff.
Yeah. You just have to time it really well because when he runs up past us, you just have to hustle out real quick.
I wore a trench coat, which was kind of tough because it was 70 degrees today. It was a little bit hot in my classes, but I did wear the trench coat.
So your third album, an album that I really love as well.
Certainly. One of my favorite albums of all time, just for what it's done for my music taste. I've got it right here. Scaring the Hose by JPEGMAFIA.
I like that the blade is what scared the woman away, not the JPEG.
Well, the hose already got scared, so there's nothing more to do at this point. I had that on the wall. I actually just recently threw these new ones up on the wall.
Yeah, when your girlfriend came over, you took it down.
I had to take that down, yeah, and I made sure I put up some Little Sims for her. But shout out Little Sims, shout out Denzel Curry, shout out Black Country New Road.
Yep.
Great albums, but the album I'm here to talk about is Scaring the Hose. And this whole album is to thank for my interest in experimental hip-hop and other adjacent genres. I remember I was really big into Hazard Duty Pay when that song first came out. I don't know if you've heard that one. It's one of his best ever.
Okay.
I've heard it.
It's weird that that's the one that...
And that's not on the album.
Yeah.
But when Lean Beef Patty came out, I was like, okay, I like this guy. I know Danny Brown. I'd never listened to his music before.
Yeah.
So I checked out Lean Beef Patty. I didn't fucking like it. I thought it was really weird. I mean, it was just like the...
Yeah.
It was just weird. And then when Danny came in, like, I felt like he was mixed kind of weird. I watched a Needle Drop video where Fantano was kind of hating on it. So and you know, you watch a Fantano video, you're not allowed to have your own opinion anymore.
Well, yeah, because he does it for you. That's the nice thing about Fantano is you don't get to have opinions because he does it for you.
And you really don't need opinions. I mean, they tell you to go to school and learn about yourself, but
Fantano's using my bed right now. Hopefully you don't hear any of the springs or anything.
Yeah, David's reuse policy has come in a lot of help for Anthony. And you wouldn't think Anthony would be so good with the women, but I mean, really, he's just incredible.
Think so. I mean, have you seen that guy lift?
Dude, on every stream, he was like, I think he was lifting while listening to Quadeca one time, and he was just
he's doing things that I couldn't dream of doing in that.
The thing that's incredible is, like, he's really quiet about it.
Yeah.
We also just have a really good mic that, I mean, it tunes out everything except for us. After I listened to Lean Beef Patty, then the title track came out, and I was like, okay, I get it now. So went back to Lean Beef Patty, loved it. It's just a weird sentence to say, isn't it? Went back to Lean Beef Patty.
I do think that's a common experience, kind of trying, not forcing yourself to like a song, but like going back after you've heard more from this person and kind of just like sitting down and be like, okay, what am I missing? Because I love everything else that this person has made. Like, what didn't click for me the first time?
And it did. It clicked. So, the whole album came out, and it's just one of my all-time favorites. I will say I do prefer the first half, the second half of the album.
It's not that long of an album.
It's not a super long album. It's just like the songs at the beginning I prefer more. Favorite songs on there, Lean Beef Patty, title track, just two great singles. Step a Pig is amazing, and then probably Garbage Pail Kids, just because of that crazy sample. You know the sample I'm talking about? That one is ridiculous. But it's like the Japanese commercial or something like that. I hope it was actually Japanese.
Yeah, the Asian... Sounds worse. The Chinese or Japanese or Vietnamese or Korean commercial, or Thai. I could see Thai, maybe. Commercial that is sampled in that.
Yes, and great song on a great album.
You didn't even mention my favorite.
What one's your favorite?
Fentanyl Tester.
I do love Fentanyl Tester. I do love Fentanyl Tester. And then my favorite when the album came out was Perfect. Was that how you pronounce that? Yeah. Perfect was my favorite when it came out. But it grew off me a little bit just because it was one of the less experimental ones on there for me. But the albums that this one introduced me to and really made me love are Revenge Seekers Again by Jane Remover, No Hands and Hyper Youth by Joey Valance and Bray. I do hope they stop by. I really would like to see them.
I'm surprised that they haven't found Odin yet.
Well, they haven't even gone onto any of the floors yet. I
think they just see us at some point. Because once they narrow down the floor, I'd assume that they'll just like wait us out.
That's true. So, I mean, I guess maybe at the end of the video I'll peek my
survive
head
on
out there.
cashews.
I'm gonna have to survive on cashews, yeah. But other albums that this really, put me onto, made me open to explore, Ugly by Slow Tie, I Lay Down My Life for You by JPEGMAFIA, which I actually do like more, and then all of Danny Brown's albums, which
Yeah.
are just great. Those are all albums that, I explored because I really liked this and I wanted to dive more into experimental hip hop. So that was my last one. Love Scaring the Hose.
I would say this album for me as well. Very close to making my list. Um, and yeah, kind of all the reasons that you said. I think that's the main, like the biggest common denominator of these albums. Is it isn't necessarily the music.
Yeah,
It's the artists that you listen to because you heard this.
right, for sure.
I think that's the biggest thing from, like, the biggest source of influence that I've tried to find in these albums.
Yeah, and I did the
So,
same.
yeah.
Hold on, I did
this-
promise at the end of the video.
Wait. It's fucking bright. He got up. Okay, wait. End the video and then, like.
No, hold on.
Hold on. Okay.